Isaac Newton is quite famous in history because he was able to discover gravity and even not so famous for giving us calculus. But today we're here to understand the laws of motion given by Isaac Newton. The first law of motion by Isaac Newton says an object continues to remain at rest unless acted upon by an external force. However, an object continuing in motion will continue to remain in motion unless acted upon by an external force. A good example for this would be, for example, you're sitting in a bus and suddenly the driver were to hit the brake. And when he hits the brake, you move a few inches forward. Now, there is a case where you are at a state of rest and all of a sudden when the brake has been applied, the force of that is transferred to you and you move forward. There is an example of the first law of motion in real life. Another example that I could consider is an object continues in motion unless acted upon by an external force. For example, let's imagine a world where there is no gravity whatsoever and you are playing basketball. And as you shoot through a basketball through the hoops, and because there is no force like gravity to act upon it, the ball which you are going to shoot will continue to remain in motion unless, of course, somebody is going to stop that particular ball. That, my friends, is how the first law of motion actually works. The second law of motion of Isaac Newton says, the bigger the mass of the object, the greater is the force that is needed to push the object or rather move the object. A good example to understand this would be, now let's say unfortunately your car has broken down and because of this you need to push your car to a particular distance. If you are going to push that car, you will see the car move very slowly because the car is a very heavy object and one person is not able to apply adequate force to push that car in a particular direction. But let's say you're able to get the help of a friend or say 2 or 3 friends and all these people are helping you push that car, the car is going to move faster. That is the case of the second law of motion given by Isaac Newton. The third law of motion given by Isaac Newton says every object, when you apply a particular amount of force, there's an equal and opposite force coming from that object. An easy way to understand this would be when you fire a gun, the recoil on that gun is the reverse action of the bullet going forward. So when a bullet is being fired, there is a force going towards that direction, but in the opposite side, you're able to see another side of force, that is the recoil of that gun. That is the third law of motion given by Isaac Newton.